Welcome to my channel. Here are the 10 facts about SLS. SLS is a super heavy lift launch vehicle that will carry astronauts to the moon and beyond. It is the most powerful rocket ever built by NASA. SLS has two solid rocket boosters that provide 75% of the thrust at liftoff, and 425 rupees engines that power the core stage. The upper stage has a single RL-10 engine that can be restarted multiple times to place different payloads into different orbits. SLS will have different configurations depending on the mission requirements. The initial version, called Block 1, can lift up to 95 metric tons, 209,000 lb, to low Earth orbit, or up to 26 t, 57,000 lb, to the Moon. The final version, called Block 2, will be able to lift up to 130 t, 290,000 lb, to low Earth orbit, or up to 45 t, 99,000 lb, to the Moon. SLS will launch the Orion spacecraft, which will carry up to 4 astronauts to explore deep space destinations. Orion has a service module provided by the European Space Agency, which supplies power, propulsion and life support systems. SLS is part of NASA's Artemis program, which aims to land the first woman and the first person of color on the Moon by 2024, and establish a sustainable human presence there by 2030. SLS will also enable missions to Mars and other destinations in the solar system. SLS is one of the most expensive and delayed programs in NASA's history. The development cost of SLS has increased by at least 33% over its original budget, reaching $9.1 billion as of 2020. The first launch of SLS, called Artemis I, has been postponed several times and is now expected to happen in early 2022. Each launch of SLS is estimated to cost about $4.1 billion, which is more than 10 times the cost of SpaceX's Falcon Heavy rocket. Some critics have argued that SLS is not worth the cost and that NASA should rely on cheaper and more innovative commercial alternatives. SLS is designed to be adaptable and evolvable to meet different mission needs. The rocket can use different types of upper stages, payloads, and boosters to increase its performance and capabilities. NASA plans to upgrade SLS from Block 1 to Block 1B and Block 2 in the future, which will require additional development and testing. SLS is intended to be the cornerstone of NASA's deep space exploration strategy. The rocket will enable NASA to send humans and robots to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. SLS will also support scientific missions such as the Europa Clipper, which will study Jupiter's icy moon Europa. SLS is a legacy of NASA's previous human spaceflight programs. The rocket uses modified versions of the engines and boosters that powered the Space Shuttle, as well as components from the cancelled Constellation program. SLS also incorporates lessons learned from NASA's Apollo and Saturn V programs.